Hello. I watched JOJO'S Bizarre. It was great. And I'm going to talk about part 1 of it. But before that, I want to give some explanation about what JOJO'S is. So for the ones who doesn't know, because I also didn't know much about it, I just know that it had a great art style and a very weird plot line and very weird stories and characters. But in a good way. It was fun to watch. That's what I know about it. And I knew that everything was a JoJo reference, and now I understand that everything really is a JoJo reference. Roman Empire is a JoJo reference. Queen Mary of Scotland is a JoJo reference. What else is a JoJo reference? Let's think. Jack the Ripper is a JoJo reference. Anyway, so it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventures is this series about the Joestar family, bunch of people from the Joestar family that they're the members of the Joestar family that their name starts with Joe sounds. Jonathan Joestar and Joseph Joestar. And I guess there's a Jocelyn Joestar, but I don't know the name of the other ones. I guess there's a Josuke. He's Japanese. Because the first one is British. The first ones are British. He's British, Japanese, I guess, Josuke. I don't know. I still haven't watched the part 3 or 4 or 5, any other. Just 1 and 2. So, and it's about this family getting mixed up in a bunch of supernatural stuff. I want to say it's about vampires, but I didn't know that the show was about... I didn't even know what the show was about. I just know that there was, stands and... amazing fashion and everything, and that's all I knew about it. But I guess it's about vampires, because Dio is a vampire. Did you know that Dio is a vampire? Dio is a vampire. So the first part is about Jonathan Joestar, this little sweet kid, 12-year-old kid, British rich kid. And no, don't worry, he's now 19 years old. He's almost gonna graduate high school. And then there's college. And then there's Dio. He gets into the manor, starts with the JoJo's, the Joestar family. They take him in as a ward, I guess. I mean, he could have been a Robin, but he decided to be a villain. I don't know why. I mean, Bruce Wayne literally took you in, just why aren't you doing this? I don't know. He's so evil, so unnecessarily evil. I don't know why he's so evil. 2 seconds in, he's into the Joestar mansion and just kicks Jonathan's dog. And then rest of his life, rest of that episode when they're 12 years old, he just makes JoJo's life miserable. He beats the shit out of him in little boxing games, and then he makes people think that he says people that JoJo is a snitch, don't talk to him, so JoJo doesn't have any friends. And then JoJo finds this girl and he saves her from bullies, and she's like, oh my god, thank you for saving me. And he's like, oh my, don't thank me, I'm not doing this to be good, it's just what the norm should be. If you see someone that's been bullied, you should help them. And that's when he won me over. He's just so cute. He doesn't try to do good things, he's just genuinely good, genuinely very pure-hearted, and I love him so very much for that. And then Dio sees that Jonathan is finally having some happiness in his life for 30 seconds. He goes and kisses that girl, Irina, and he says, ha 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 ha, I took your first kiss from now on. Jonathan, from now on, you won't be Jonathan's first, no, Jonathan won't be your first kiss, ha 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 ha, I'm so evil. I don't know why he does that. And then he also kills JoJo's dog. He puts him in the oven. I don't know, at this point you just want JoJo to drop all the gentleman act and just beat the shit out of him. You want to see him dead. I want to see him dead. But it's, I guess, divine comedy. It's not divine judgment, because nothing in that show is divine judgment. It's just divine comedy that Dio can't die because he took a mask, the mask that JoJo's parents had in the first episode, in a suitcase, and JoJo became an archaeologist because he wanted to unmask the mysteries of the mask. And he takes the mask, puts it on, becomes a vampire. But before that, we learned that he is actively poisoning JoJo's father. JoJo's like, you're poisoning my father. I'm not doing that. And he's like, okay, give me the medicine, then I'm gonna like bring it to an expert, and I'm gonna make it sure that it's not poison. And Dio's like, if you do that, you will like, what was I gonna say? You will be betraying my trust. And he's like, I don't care if you like, you're actually good, then you're not, then, and I will be like sorry and everything. And he's like, okay, fine. And then he goes to the like back streets of London. The bunch of thugs tries to beat him up, and one of the thugs is Speedwagon, and everybody loves that guy. And then he beats them, but he doesn't kill them, even though he's 6'4". And I think that's important, because throughout the series we hear his height quite often, a 6'4" beast and everything, the literal bodybuilder. He has thighs as thick as my torso. They look good though, like I'm not really big on the muscle game, but they look like sculptures. And I've learned that like Araki, the mangaka, likes Greek sculptures a lot, and it makes like every person in that show looks like a sculpture, especially the JoJo's. They just look so beautiful. I'm in love with it. And I've seen like a bunch of stuff from JoJo's, like screenshots and everything, and it just looks so good. But to see them like actually move, it's so beautiful. Like, God, I'm in love with it. I'm in love with the coloring and everything. The only problem that I have with the coloring is that sometimes it makes people like have different hair colors. So I thought that every blonde person I know, I was like, is Dio back? Because Dio dies. Jonathan also dies. But I'm gonna come back to it like later. And then Dio takes the mask, he becomes the vampire. Jonathan tries to fight him with like no experience at all. He's just throwing punches at him, and he tries to burn him and everything. And then Dio also kills a bunch of police officers, and also an inspector and JoJo's father. Speedwagon and JoJo is the only person in the two people that got away, manages to get away. And Dio also burns down the manor. Because, if he was just a nice person, half of everything would probably be his. Because, Jonathan's father really did love Dio as his own son. So it's kind of upsetting. He just faces the consequences of his own actions. Like, I understand that you're poor and you have very deep, like, rooted class hatred. I do too, but, like, really, Jonathan? He's so nice. Why would you hate him? And then what happens? Oh yeah, we see Zeppelini, this Italian guy, a master of Hamon, which is like some sort of life energy. That I guess Hamon is our power system. It's Hamon. It's this life force that's in everyone, but not everyone can use it. And you can do interesting stuff. You can make bubbles with it, and you can put pigeons in people's mouths. And you can do overdrive shots or long drives. I don't remember what it's called. It's just it's so weird. You can do a bunch of stuff with it. I don't know what it's really about. You can stop bleeding. You can I don't know. It's weird. It was working. It's what works against the vampires. It takes power from the sun. So he teaches JoJo how to use Hamon. JoJo is a prodigy, of course, and then a bunch of stuff happens. Dio sends his minions. Dio enslaves a village, and oh my god, that guy's really, really, really so fucking weird. There's his mom and his son, baby, by the way, and he's like, please, like, let me die, let him live, take me in his stead. And he's like, well, wouldn't you want your son to like live a long life? And she's like, no, I want him to live like a human, like an actual human. And he's like, okay, I promise, neither me nor my men. The men are like zombies. He turns people into zombies. I thought he would be turning people into vampires because he's a vampire, but no, he makes them zombies. They're called zombies. I don't know, maybe it's just technicality. I don't really know. And then he says, neither me nor my men will hurt your kid. And she's like, okay, do what you're gonna do. And then he turns her into a zombie and then makes her eat his own son, his own baby. He's evil. He's so unnecessarily evil. He's so unnecessarily corrupted and, you know, an irredeemable villain, I think. JoJo, like, Dio is an irredeemable villain. I don't know what's gonna do after that, but the fact that he kicked a dog, killed a dog, and then made a mother eat his own baby, her own baby, like, I don't care what he's gonna do from now on. It's just not gonna cut it for me, you know. He's an irredeemable villain. I don't care, but I love watching him. He's just so fun. He's so comically evil. He's so unnecessarily evil, and he just goes like vree, and I love it. Like every time that I hear the vree sound, it's just so funny. And I guess there's the muda, but it's the vree for me. The vree is great. Vree! Just like vree. Gojo's like, why are you doing this? And he's like vree. I love it. God, I love this show so much. Oh, and then what happens? Then there are like these two ancient soul knights comes back, and then JoJo fights them. Zeppelini dies. Speedwagon is still there. He's just a cheerleader, but I love him for that. He just loves JoJo so much, which is interesting because, you know, just because he was nice, he decides to dedicate his life to JoJo, and then JoJo's son, and then JoJo's grandson. That's a friend right there. And he and JoJo only become friends like for 2 to 3 months, like maybe not even that long. I don't know. Then they kill Dio. They think that they killed Dio, but Dio doesn't die. And then Irina and JoJo marries, and then they're on their honeymoon in a cruise ship, going to the United States, going to America for their honeymoon. And then Dio comes back. Dio is on the ship, and then he's like, ha, I'm gonna kill you, all of you. And then he turns the whole ship into zombies. And then he's like, hey, Irina, do you remember me? I kissed you. I took your first kiss. Ha, do you remember me? Ha. I don't know why he's And then he and JoJo fights, and JoJo's like out of Hamon and everything. And they die. They both die. In the end, JoJo's like, Irina, and oh my god, yeah, Irina is like, JoJo, please, I'm gonna stay with you because I love you so much, because they do love each other so very much. And by the way, Dio comes in a coffin. It's gonna be important later. God, what was I gonna say? Yeah, and then, you know, Irina is like, I'm gonna stay with you because you're the love of my life. And JoJo's like, no, my love. And he kisses her and is like, don't do that. There's a baby. Do you see that baby? That baby deserves a chance. That baby deserves a chance at life. And you're going to have to save that baby. You're going to save it. And then she takes the baby. And in his last moments, JoJo, Jonathan Joestar, is still a gentleman and still thinks about other people and their well-beings. And he's so good. I love him so much. He's not a character that you're like, oh my god, it's so fun to watch or anything, but he's just so beautiful, so pure. I love him, such a gentleman. He's, oh my god, and he cries too. Like, we love seeing a man cry. I do love seeing men cry. It almost like humanizes them. I love it. And then Dio is like, JoJo, let me go. I'm gonna turn into a vampire too. You're gonna live forever and blah blah blah. By the way, Dio is just a hat because JoJo cut his head off, but he still survives as a hat. And then JoJo holds him like this, and Dio is just still talking, and he's like, I'm gonna make you a vampire too. Like let us go because the ship is about to explode. And JoJo just dies there. And he's like, wait, are you dead? And he's like, oh my god, he's dead. He's dead. JoJo's dead. And JoJo dies like 9 episodes in, and I was like very surprised because I thought like each season was about one person, but each part was about one person. So like when 9th episode JoJo just died, I was like, did he just die? And yeah, he did just die. And then Irina takes the baby, and gets in the coffin that Theo used to get in the ship, and sails away to somewhere. And then we finish the show. We finish with the first part of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure with Jonathan Joestar's death. And then there is the second part, but I will make another video about it, because I don't want to make a long video, then it's already 15 minutes long. And it's hard to keep people engaged when you're not using clickbait photos, like not bait, but like clickable photos in the video, or not having video happen, play on scenes playing from the background and everything. It's just me talking, so it's basically a podcast. Oh my god. Kids talk so much. My god. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't we're gonna make another video for part 2, because I'm loving it. And then after I finish, I'm gonna make a video about everything else together. It's just so good. I love it. I actually I started JoJo 5 times, but I couldn't watch anything more than 2 episodes. And then this time I locked in. And I'm so happy that I locked in, because even though I do like Jonathan, I was kind of bored with part 1, But second was so entertaining. So we're gonna make the second part about Joseph. It's gonna be so much fun. But that's it for tonight, guys. Bye. Loves, girly pop. Love you guys so very much. Love you. Bye. 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 Bye.